train started.
Welcome back. Come on, chat. Let's make this man come before he even turns on his mic. Free Bluely. Hype train started Miku glasses.
Alright, I think the ads are done. That's what I was kind of waiting on to finish before I actually started speaking. There's a fuck ton of support. Give me a second and I'll thank you all for the support in a second. You can probably hear, I still don't sound too good. This fucking illness has been absolutely fucking ass blasting me for the past, like, 2 weeks. I'm fucking mad about it. So, this stream is just gonna be a kind of, you know, checking in kind of stream just to say, hey, I'm kind of still alive. I'm starting to at least be able to speak again, which is good, because holy fuck, this has been genuinely fucking terrible. So yeah, let's hit up the full screen webcam for this. Hit up the full screen webcam. You get to see how fucked I am. Also have a spot right here, which is great. It's like, yeah, great. I fucking been sick the past few days. Every time I'm sick, I get like random fucking spots on my head, and like there's one up there, and there's fucking one right in the middle of my fucking forehead. So you'll get to laugh about that for a second. It's been so long I don't even have my alert program up. Jesus Christ. Let me throw on some music as well. That's loud. Oh, dude, some jazz back me tay. Let me thank you folks first before I start getting into the meat and two veg of this, that's for sure. Where are we, jeez? BLT man, thank you for the tier 1 for 8 months. Ruffinator, thank you for the prime for 5. Finkeroy, thank you for the tier 1 for 20. Monkeyboy 18, thank you for the tier 1 for 33. Seraph, thank you for the 200 bits. Incarnadine, thank you for the tier 1 for 3 months. Hey. Hey. Yeah, you're probably wondering, where the fuck have I been? Because in terms of streams, YouTube hasn't seen me in like 2 weeks. Twitch, you haven't seen me in like 9 days. The answer to that should have been Scotland. That didn't happen. that didn't happen, and I feel really fucking bad about it. Like, really fucking bad about it. Yeah, as you can probably hear, I'm still not great, to be honest. I should probably have a lozenge, actually. Ugh. I'm gonna be talking a bunch. I've been downing an entire bag of fucking lozenges this entire time. Literally, I had a bag of lozenges from the last time I was sick, which is unironically, like, I obviously had COVID when I came back from GDQ in January, but the last time I was majorly sick like this was unironically October last year. Funny that. I remember last year I was like massively fucked when it came to October, because Twitch gave me a really good ad incentive offer for I think it was for 6 minutes. I'm pretty confident it was for 6 minutes. So I remember being mad I couldn't finish that out. You also have to excuse me because I'm all over the place. I haven't shaved. The mustache is all the way down here. It's bad. So I've been fucked. Fuck. Might happen once or twice, I apologize. I once or twice, I mean a couple of times. So yeah, this isn't gonna be like the longest stream, it's just to kinda touch down, confirm what I want to do for next couple of weeks, and hopefully say that I'll be streaming again this week. Fingers crossed. Massive fingers crossed. Actually, that's something that I noticed. This has been... So this is the funny thing, right? The microphone, I noticed this when, it's a really good thing we did the GDQ submissions when we did, because obviously me losing my voice was, not great. What was I gonna say? Been noticing this microphone has been, like, getting more and more, like, center of the webcam, for a while. There's a reason for that. I think I can show you, actually. Where are we? Should still have the picture here somewhere. Hopefully that is on... Hopefully that's on loop as well, by the way. I need to change my capture card for this. Let me change to my capture card real quick. So yeah. Oh. Right, webcam doesn't like being turned on during scenes. Webcam? You there, bud? There you go. Okay. So... let me just display capture. You'll see the time and the date from this picture as to when I noticed this. I noticed this a while ago. I've been noticing for a while that on my webcam, my microphone has been, like, more prominently, like, center instead of, like, to the side. This is why. This is why. And yes, it's very dusty here. I did clean afterwards. You can see I saw this on the 24th of September, so, like half a month ago. Yeah, that's my microphone, and that's my desk. And that is a giant dip. I tightened the microphone way too much and caused my desk to dip. So I need to fix that. I need to move my mic. I'm gonna move my microphone a bit more like that direction, and then just have it a bit more down, and then that way it'll be out of shot of the webcam a bit more. Ignore all the dirt that got cleaned up. Don't worry. I forgot how dirty it actually was back there. I not cleaned up appropriately in the time. But you can see the dip. You can see the absolute, like, sheer state of that. So if you've been wondering, for a while, like, you know, like, why has my webcam been, like, a bit more, like center focused on the microphone? Not on purpose. That's been the dip. Ugh, fuck. I've been going through so much fucking tissue. You know how, like, all I use is fucking toilet tissue? Been so bad. I bought myself an entire tub of tissues, and I used them all. Like, that's how bad this has been. Been fucking awful. Jesus. Yeah. So... I guess I'll start from the start. So what happened? So what happened? That's obviously the easy place to start. It was not the Friday just gone, so not the 11th. It was the 4th of October. It was actually like a day or two before the 4th of October, where I got an email from the NHS, and the NHS were like, "Hey, we know your health is, like, genuinely a concern, so we're offering you a free COVID jab." Cool. Good. Like I knew in the next week I was traveling to Scotland. Makes sense. I'll have a free COVID jab. Like I'm happy to do that. I'm traveling next month to see friends in Wales, but I'm not throwing out my ass again. I'm hoping to go to GDQ in January. Like, a COVID jab makes sense, easy peasy. At the same time, when I was booking my COVID jab, they were also like, oh, you're also eligible for a free flu jab. Cool. Awesome. Like, who knows when I'll get the flu? Turns out. Turns out the next day. Turns out the next day. So I got the jabs, and then the next day I came back and we did the last stream that I did. I couldn't get it to work on YouTube. So YouTube hasn't seen me for even longer. I go back to thingy. To fucking you. I don't know how to stream these days. Streaming's hard. I haven't streamed in ages. You can see, yeah, this is my video producer, so you can see when I've been, when I highlight my stuff, like all the streams that we've done. There's the RGG Summit, blah blah blah. It's got the dates next to them. These watches are highlights, so this is obviously me highlighting the Sleeping Dogs speedrun we did on the 2nd. So essentially, what happened was, we did the CPU speedrun Infinite Wealth on the 30th, which I think that was the last thing YouTube saw. Then there was the 80% Sleeping Dogs speedrun on the 2nd. Then on the 5th, which was the day after the flu jab, that's when we did the expansion speedruns. And I think I said something near the end of it, like, I'm gonna do another set of runs of this tomorrow, so that I can improve this time for GDQ. As you'll see, these are the two highlights from that stream, and then this is today. So what the fuck happened? God. What fucking didn't happen? Holy shit. So, the flu and COVID jab that I got wasn't actually that bad. The flu and COVID jab wasn't too terrible. It hit my arm badly as I expected. The first night that I tried to sleep, so the night after the expansion speedruns we did, that's when things started going wrong. It was really weird. I was completely fine, but it felt like I'd just been hit with COVID. So, essentially, like, I was shaking, I was shivering, I felt, like, really freezing. I felt like I was, like genuinely, like, freezing to death. Like, my head was completely cold, my hands were completely cold, but there was this weird disconnect, because the rest of my body, perfectly normal temperature. Like, I literally got my hand and put it under my, like, armpits, just to keep them warm, and it was like, and my body is, like, really hot. Like, it was just, like, the free bits that were, like, really cold. And it took me about, 2 hours to get to sleep. I went to sleep. And then I woke up the next day, and I didn't have my voice. I completely lost my voice. There is an audio recording, was it on there? Yeah, it was on the 7th. It was actually on the 6th, it was actually on the 7th, so it was 2 days later, where I made an audio recording that some people have heard, called flu.mp3, where you can hear, like, my voice is, like, really strained and going, and at that point, like, my voice went completely. But that was also when I started feeling really bad. It was weird, because at first, like, I was feeling fine, like, stomach-wise. I still had my appetite. That was the weird thing. Like, I was very sick, but, like, I felt, like, usually when you're sick, you lose your appetite, you don't feel like you can, like, hold your food down. I was fine for, like, the first, like, 3 days. Completely fine. Like, my actual, like, my sense of taste, my hunger, all completely fine. Just no problem. It was like everything from the neck above was fucked. And I started feeling this real bad pain going from, like, the top right of my eye all the way in kind of like a half circle pattern to the back of my head, like on the right hand side specifically. And, like, I was getting massive migraines. This would later cause it so that I started getting very blurred vision in this right eye. I couldn't see out of this right eye. Which, that's been something that permeated over a couple of days. Thankfully, a lot better now. still not like 100%. My right eye is like a little blurry, whereas my left eye is like actually genuine, like perfect vision. Been wearing my glasses a lot because obviously, because of that. And yeah, that's when it started. That's when it all started. That's when it all started to kick off. The usual flu symptoms started kicking in. It wasn't COVID. It definitely wasn't COVID. I had COVID earlier this year. It wasn't COVID. But it was the flu, and it was fucking nasty. One day I couldn't get out of bed because my head was just like so dizzy and so spinning, and like obviously the blurry vision from my eye wasn't helping. The next day, that's when the stomach pain started. I think this was like the Wednesday or the Thursday. I think it was the Wednesday. It was the Wednesday and like my stomach pains had started. I think I threw up at one point, which wasn't great, and that was on no food. So that wasn't good. And then the issue was, we were midweek at that point. For those who don't know, this weekend, UKSG happened, which is a speedrun event up in Scotland. And I've been saying for like 5 years, since pre-COVID, because COVID happened and obviously no travel happened at all. I've been saying for like 5 years that I would go to an in-person event, because I think I did an online event for them. Oh, I love these lozenges. These are super fucking strong lozenges, but they're really good. But like a couple of months ago, like I'd submitted a couple of things to UKSG. Mullet Mad Jack got in. A Gaiden race with Rebel got in. I told a few friends to go as well. I forced Nal to submit to the marathon.
Oh my god.
As well. No, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Here to hear about how I've been fucking sick this week. Still fucking am. But I haven't streamed for like almost a week and a half to 2 weeks. So ugh. So this is just a checking in stream of fuck, I'm dying. I'm dying and I'm still dying. I disappeared too. I've been so sick. Like, again, like, I've lost the vision in my right eye for a couple of days, like, with this acute pain that went from, like, here to the back of my head. As you can hear, I'm still very bunged up. I haven't actually now, I need to. I did see you in the webcam for the finale and felt genuinely kind of bad. Also, I got really fearful at one point, and I'll say why in a second. Because I thought something happened to Rebel at one point, but thankfully not. But yeah, essentially, what was supposed to happen? I was supposed to travel up to Scotland on Friday, stay there yesterday and today. I should be there right now, chilling with Now, and then I'd travel home tomorrow. But unfortunately, I've been sick. I've been very, very sick. I pushed myself to the absolute limit that I could. Wednesday was weird, because Wednesday, despite throwing up, I actually felt a little better. Like, it was like, I didn't feel as good as the day before, but it was like, it was the first day where I didn't start feeling, like, horrifically bad. I think that was just me getting acclimatized to being sick, because Thursday rolled around, and Thursday I had to make the big decision as to whether or not I could, like, actually travel, and the obvious answer to that was no. And I know, you know, shit happens. People get sick all the time. You know, I couldn't have controlled it. I probably still would have got the flu even if I didn't go out for the 2 jabs the Friday before. But in the 8 to 9 years that I've been doing speedrunning and speedrunning events, I've never no-showed. And, like, this wasn't a no-show in that, you know, I didn't turn up and didn't tell anybody, because on Thursday, I felt really bad, because, like, me and Rebel were supposed to race. So, one, that fucks up Rebel, because Rebel then needs to do commentary for Gaiden. I forced Nal into submitting so that we could hang out that weekend. So, I've kind of just ditched a friend in Scotland for the entire weekend. I've obviously got 2 runs into an event, one of which can just be turned into a solo run, but the other one obviously needs a replacement for. And it's like, in the 8 to 9 years that I've been doing speedrun stuff, I've never not no-showed. Like, and I feel genuinely fucking bad about it. Like, genuinely fucking bad. Shit happens. People get sick. If it was an online event, I'd have done the run anyway and had a commentator. Or like, in the case of me and Rebel, we wouldn't have been commentating anyway because we would have been racing. But it feels bad that, you know, like, 2 things in the schedule had to be changed because of me getting sick. I'm like, yeah, shit happens. People get sick all the time. But I still feel fucking bad about it. Like, genuinely. Like, it's that thing of just a lot of people were excited to see me. I was excited to hang out with friends that I said I'd be hanging out with, and just I fucked a lot of people over. And yeah, it's not my fault. I got fucking sick. I couldn't see out my right eye for a couple of days. But like, I still feel bad about it, you know? And like, Thursday rolled around. If I felt like I did today, back on Thursday, I would have made the trip. Because like, yesterday and today are the 2 days where I don't feel like I've woken up and I've gotten worse. Like, I'm still not fully better, but I think literally you give me 2 free days, I'll be fine. Like, I think in 2 or 3 days, I will be completely fine at this point. Or maybe not completely fine. But like, I'll be a lot better than I have been. Like, you can hear, you know, my voice and my throat aren't like fully back yet, but they're getting there. Like, especially if you compare it to the audio recording from the other day. Like, the 2 days after that audio recording, I literally couldn't speak at all. Like, I was fucked. But I had to make a decision on Thursday. And it's like, I knew with UKSG, it was going to be a very, like, very intimate and close event. There were like 100, I think it was like 96 people turned up. And I knew it wasn't COVID, but I knew it was the fucking flu. And like, with how nasty it was for me, if I turn up with how intimate an event that is, I'm making people sick. Like, I'm legitimately patient ground zero. And like, absolutely, people are still going to get sick from the event. But I would have made people very sick. And it's like, if there are certain people there that are, you know, immunocompromised, etc., etc., I don't want to be the fucking jackass that does it. Like, and I hate it. I hate it to bits because, like, as I said, I don't flake out in events. Sometimes I come in 6.5 hours underestimate and cause problems that way. Sorry, really, really long-a-thon. But I don't flake out on events. Like, there has never been a speedrun event I've, like, signed up for and then never done until this weekend. So, I am mad about that. Like, again, I know. Shit happens. I can't help being sick, but it's like, it came to the Thursday, and the thing is, I've lost $500,000 on this. And this is why I've also been stressed and why I'm doing this stream, is because, like, I've lost $500,000 on this trip. I've not been able to get a refund for the hotel. I've not been able to get a refund for my train fare, and I don't want to get a refund for the registration for the event either, because, like, that supports the event, that keeps UKSG going for more events in the future, so I wouldn't want a refund on that. But for the hotel and the train, that fucking sucks. Because that money could go towards my Wales trip next month. Like, it could pay for it and then some. So that hurts. That hurts a lot. I've wasted the time of my friends. I've wasted the time of UKSG. Yeah. It fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks. Like, I'm pretty scummy for that. Jumblestorm96, maybe the tier 1 for 40 months. If I didn't thank you earlier, thank you Captain Muir for the year of support. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. It's been a lot of that over the last couple of days as well. But this is also kind of just like a comeback stream of, like, you know, how long can I keep speaking for with my throat not fucking me, because yeah, the last few days have been really bad. Not going was the right decision, even if it really doesn't feel good. Like I've let down a lot of people, but man, I would have made people sick. Even if I masked up, I would have made people sick. And also with how I was feeling, I don't think I was physically making it on Friday. Oh god, I might throw up. That's been a thing over the last few days. Actually, do I have it? Do I still have it? Oh, I fucking do. Hold on. Fucking... Alright. So I bought this thing. Am I on full screen? I'm not on full screen. I'm on full screen. So I bought this thing, right? I bought this thing, right? So, this is a... fucking hate this thing. This is an inhaler stick. Is it called? Yeah, it's called an inhaler nasal stick. Which, for better or worse, I'll just be upfront and honest, it looks like a fucking tampon. This thing looks like a fucking tampon. I'm not gonna do it because holy shit, I've done this once, I'm never using this fucking thing again. What you're supposed to do with this inhaler stick is when you have, you know, congested nose, blah blah blah, you shove it up there. You shove it up there and you take a small whiff. I did that. It made me throw up. I'm not using that shit again. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So I'm not touching that shit again. I refuse. I like point blank, outright, fucking vehemently refuse. Like I'm not doing that again. Oh, these lozenges are good. These lozenges are fantastic. They actually really help my my sinuses. Much better than throwing up stick. That thing can fuck off. Ugh.
Very sorry to hear the universe screwed you over so bad lately.
Oh, sorry.
Get well soon, frown less than 3.
Thank you, Mangetsu, for the 10 months. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, I'm still trying. I'm still gonna be sick for a couple of days. We might have to do small things over the next week. It's a pain in the ass as well, because like I had like a big plan of like what I was gonna do. Obviously thanks to the generous gift subs from September. We were gonna do this last week just gone, because it was finally an open period of just complete freeness on my schedule. Which I guess this could have been a worse time to get sick because of that. We're gonna do some of the Yakuza challenge runs that we unlocked thanks to everyone's generosity. Which we could still do this week, when I'm feeling obviously a little better. So like, you know, no upgrade Yakuza 0, no upgrade K1, no upgrade K2, blah blah blah, you know the drill. Stuff like that. Just stuff like that. That's on the plate for the next little while. I want to talk about actually the next few streams, hopefully. Because like we've got a good couple of things we can do on stream, because obviously, like, the challenge runs for one thing. Let me go back to the capture card real quick. Because we do have a couple of things. Over on... The big one that's coming up. The big important thing that is coming up is... this right here. Questing for Glory 7, which starts on Monday, November 4th. You'll see on Thursday, November 7th, and this is localized my time, it's 9:30 AM, me with Lad Infinite Wealth. So basically, I'm gonna have to... I want to get into a place with Infinite Wealth where I almost am with LAD, where like 80 to 90% of the route is in my head. With LAD, I've got like 95% of the route in my head at this point, if not like more. I'll shove the schedule in both YouTube and Twitch chat, so you can see the schedule for yourself and see when that's going to occur at your local time zone. It's very early time-wise for me. I think we have warned, if not going to warn, DeWolf, that this is likely going to be an hour off of this time by the time the run happens. Because this is a fucking terrible PB time. The run is sub 6 at this point. So yeah, 7:30 is way too high. And I've said to like the Questing for Glory stuff, I've said like full out, like I'm gonna drop this by at least an hour, if not 45 minutes by the time the marathon rolls around. So they're aware that this is gonna be like very, very high. I'm going to keep in contact with them and just say, hey, listen, I'm now confident that you can take off, 30 minutes from my time, you take off 45 minutes, blah, 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 you know the drill. So that's going to be that. There is something else as well. I'm sure many people here have already played it. I have not. Nice, nice conversations with a certain company over the last week or two. There is this Metaphor Ari Fantasio. Yes, I have been sponsored by Atlas to do this, which, for their credit, I said straight up to Atlas, like, I'm going to be doing a charity marathon event on the weekend where this comes out, so I'm not going to be able to get to it straight away, but I really think they've been going hard on the content creator side of things for this, because I've seen a lot of people get keys for Metaphor. Like, I've seen a good chunk of my follow list actually get a key for Metaphor. Even like Panda, for example. I know Panda's been doing a little bit of it, which is really cool. Kyo's been doing a little bit of it. So yeah, no, there's definitely been a good like amount of like content creators that have been showing it off. So I feel a little bad about it, but also I don't feel like massively bad, because it's like there's been a lot of other people, and I said outright to them that I was likely not going to be here this weekend, so they knew that I wouldn't be starting this up straight away. But yeah, no, we got a chill long JRPG that we can do whilst I recover from the flu. So there is this we can do. I actually thought I was going to lose the sponsorship for that because of obviously, you know, UKSG and the flu, but nope, not too bad. I have also been doing a tiny bit where my head has allowed, which isn't much. You know, I've been doing that Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I've only done like 3 hours of it, and you see I haven't played it for like 2 days because my head's not been in the right place, but like, fuck yeah, Dragon Ball. It's good. It is Budokai Tenkaichi 4 in all but name. Oh, it's fucking great. Oh, it's fucking great. It's really good. It's a shame because again at UKSG they had a setup for it for local matches, so I missed out on that as well. Look. Yeah. Fuck, I hate this. It's been a lot of this over the last couple of days. Yeah. Over the bunginess, but that's just hell. That's just the state of play at the minute. Oh god, I hate it. I hate everything about this. It's kind of funny. I thought that August period, where I had like a couple of days off stream, was going to be the worst this year. Jesus Christ, I could not have been more wrong. I could not have been more wrong. It has been bad. Put it bluntly, it's been fucking bad. Felt like I've been losing my mind the past week. Like, god, like it's been stressful enough. Like I don't pay attention to metrics and stuff when it comes to October, because like there's always a drop after September, like always for every content creator. So I don't pay close attention to like metrics from like September. But the fact that this is my 3rd stream in October, like my 3rd stream in fucking October, like, and if I can, yeah, the video player will shut off. It's like in October, like this is a highlight, so this isn't like an actual stream. Like the 2nd of October, the 5th of October, the 13th of October. It's been bad. Like it's been real bad. And it's like this is my job, so it's like, you know, I do need to. I do need to come back and get a move on. So we might be doing a bit of Metaphor this week. Looking forward to getting stuck into that. That'll be pretty good whilst I'm, you know, getting over this fucking flu. Coming up in, is it 12 days? 13 days? I think it's 13 days. Probably 12 days. There's this one game coming out called Yakuza Kiwami. Never heard of it. But we'll be covering Yakuza Kiwami for the Switch. So basically I will basically we'll do a full story playthrough the day it comes out again, because we haven't done that in a hot minute. We could actually wait until we could actually wait until the Switch release for Kiwami, and then make that our challenge run. Like, do a fresh playthrough of Kiwami on the Switch, and do the no upgrades hard difficulty then. I think that actually works out quite well. I think that actually works out really well. So we might end up doing that as a plan. And I'm trying to think. I think we're, other than Metaphor, I think we're mostly free until the Infinite Wealth run. And then once the Infinite Wealth run is done, we're pretty free until I go away to Wales, which, when am I going away, actually? Okay, I'm not going away until the last week of November, so we have a big period of just, like, nothing going on, which is really good. So, yeah, when I'm coming back from... When I'm coming back from this flu, like, completely, expect a lot of Infinite Wealth. Because I'm gonna have to, like, I'm gonna have to grind the shit out of Infinite Wealth. To get anywhere near to where I want to be for Questing for Glory. The nice thing is, it's the 7th of November. So I have, essentially, like, 3 weeks. Like, I essentially have 3 weeks, which is really good. 3.5 at the minute, but I'm obviously not, like, fully there just yet. Yeah, we'll see. I'd like to... Maybe not before Questing for Glory, maybe afterwards. I would like to start, like, going back and seriously tackling the list of charity rewards. I think the next one I am going to do... I think highly likely the next one I'm gonna do is probably Sekiro. I think it's gonna be Sekiro. Oh, actually. Am I allowed to announce this? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to announce what I was about to announce, so I'm not going to. The only other thing I will say is that I am also having a premonition. There's code for the chat to say that Deadly Premonition isn't done. That will be within the next, 2 weeks, question mark? Double check again. That'll be within the next 10 days. So, yeah, no, I'm having a Deadly Premonition. So, we're not done with DP just yet, by the way. So, yeah. DP is coming back soon. DP's coming back real soon. I guess I could show off my, I guess I could show off what I actually did submit to GDQ in the end. Because, like... GDQ is on right now, by the way. Because, yeah, no, the, GDQ is doing disaster relief, done quick, which is really cool. It's a shame that it's at the exact same time as, it's a shame it's at the exact same time as, UKSG was. Obviously I didn't actually submit for, relief done quick, because I obviously was already running at, or supposed to run at, UKSG. Where's my submissions? Fine. Do it myself. Fine. Do it myself. Alright, so here's the GDQ submission page. I can't actually see which one GDQ was. This one? I can always just click my profile and go to my submissions. Go right here. There we go. Can't see the thing past my own head. Hold on. Submissions. There we go. Jesus Christ. In fact, you can't see past my head anyway, so fuck it. There's Deadly Premonition. Fucking Deadly Prem. So there's Deadly Premonition. That was, like, the first thing I was always gonna submit was DP. Mine are actually publicly viewable, by the way. But yeah, I did submit anytime. You know what I'm like, because if I do get into GDQ, I will be actually, like, obviously going. Well, hey, Neverwhere, hope you're doing well. So, yeah, no. I was saying fuck over the last week a lot. Well, more coughing it, but, you know, same thing. So yeah, submitted obviously Deadly Premonition. If there's anything I would like to get into GDQ, it's Deadly Premonition. I would fucking love to get Deadly Premonition to GDQ. Do I think it's gonna get in? No. I think the Deadly Premonition is just a bit too long. The estimate is on the high side, because y'all saw exactly the shit that I had to put up with back at Big Bad Gamer-thon, where this fucking game threw up yet another infinite loading screen that we had no idea about. Webcam's not on, but fuck you, Deadly Premonition, you piece of shit. Love you to bits, Deadly Premonition, but you've hurt me so much recently. Grief Syndrome. I always submit Grief Syndrome because Grief Syndrome is like the very first speedrun I ever did. It's a 2D indie dojing game. Literally, it's the first speedrun I ever did. I would love to show it off. It's only 32 minutes for all characters, which it makes use of the one out of bounds that we have to get a secret boss. This category is actually fucking terrifying because we, for the secret boss, use the secret character, who is Moimura, if you've ever seen Madoka Magica. Moimura's special ability in Grief Syndrome is that she can kill herself. Genuinely. Like, she uses bombs, she uses explosives, she can hurt herself with them. Great. She's weaker than every other character. It's fucking terrifying. We use her on stage 2 so that we can use actual Homura for the secret boss, which is dumb as fuck, and I don't know why we set it up that way, but it made sense. Fucking Grief Syndrome. I have submitted my Jack, of course. I believe, provided things haven't changed, which I don't think they have. Let me double check. Oh, I'm dying. The lozenge ran out. Drying in a pool of my own snot. Only 2 people submitted Mullet Mad Jack. I am one of them. I am power submitter, which means that my time is better for Mullet Mad Jack, and I will be continuing to try and make it better before submission event closes, or before the event, the schedule comes out. So I'm currently power submit for Mullet Mad Jack. So if Mullet Mad Jack does get in, I should be priority 1, which is good. So yeah, you'll see me going hard on Mullet Mad Jack a little bit this month. Which I was supposed to do for UKSG, but I got the fucking flu. I'm here. So yeah, Mullet Mad Jack I'm really hoping gets in. I think if there's anything I've submitted that has a chance, it's Mullet Mad Jack. I think this is the biggest chance I've got. I think that, like, Deadly Premonition's too long, Grief is too niche. Mullet Mad Jack's perfect. Sub-hour, fast-paced, looks good. I get to waffle for like 40 minutes. Good run. Very RNG. Really cool. Devs have been really cool to the community and added a bunch of features, asked suggestions. Like, yeah, I think Mullet Mad Jack has a good chance getting in, even if it's not me. But that does mean I need to stay on top of my time before, obviously, the event. So I will be doing that. And then the big one. This was like the last minute idea of just, is there something that I could submit that would have a pretty good chance that has never been seen before, but would be actually quite fascinating to watch? Sleeping Dogs. Do I think Sleeping Dogs gets in this time? No. I was not able to lower my estimate sufficiently enough before submission phase closed. The old submission phase for GDQ, you could lower your estimate like once you'd submitted. You can't with the new one. That's not stopping me from, you know, being able to like lower it still, you know, off stream or like now. So I'm still going to do a couple of Sleeping Dogs submission or Sleeping Dogs runs in the next like week or 2. But this is not where I wanted this to be. I wanted my estimate to be closer to a 340. So I'm 20 minutes off of what I wanted, and I think this is just a bit too long. However, these two are the interesting proposition, the DLC. Because with the DLC, you have bite-sized chunks of Sleeping Dogs that aren't quite as long as this and are relatively close to world record. My time for this is within 8 minutes world record on my first run, which I was supposed to improve until I lost my voice. So we'll be doing a bit more of these again this week as well. I actually think I might be able to get world record in Year of the Snake. No joke. I actually think I might be able to. Nightmare in North Point, I'm not a fan of. I'm being honest. It's very melee orientated, and it's not quite as good. Year of the Snake actually features a bunch of the, like, actual speed tech we use in any percent, like going out of bounds if we can do it properly. So I kind of like Year of the Snake way more than Nightmare in North Point. I think they're both good to have, and they would make for a good bid war between the two of them. So yeah, and Sleeping Dogs has never been seen before. So yeah, like honestly, like I think the DLC for Sleeping Dogs is my outside chance. Weirdly enough, I think this is like, I think these two here literally have a small outside chance. I think the any percent is currently a bit too long. I think it's just a bit too long. I'm not happy with my own estimate for this, if I'm being brutally honest. So if the any percent doesn't get in, but they take the DLC as like a gauge of, oh, how popular is Sleeping Dogs, run by a runner that we like to have in our event, that might be a good test. So I think this has an outside shot. I think this has a very, very good outside shot, especially, 1 hour. 1 hour for Sleeping Dogs. It's not quite as big as GTA, but it's still a very big fan favorite. Like, people still love it. People still think it's cool. And Year of the Snake gets to show off quite a bit of the speed tech that the any percent does. It gets a bit too gun-happy towards the end, kind of the same that Nightmare in North Point is a bit too melee-focused, but it's still good. It's still good. And then I couldn't think of a fifth game, so here's Yakuza 4. That is the perfect summation of any submission I've done in my life of just, I can't think of a fifth game. Here's Yakuza 4. Fuck it, dude. Just fuck it, dude. Here, have Yakuza 4. It's not getting in over some of the other Yakuzas that got submitted, but fuck it, take Yakuza 4 anyway. It's just, I literally had no fifth game, so it's just like, fuck it, Yakuza 4, I don't know. Like, it doesn't cost you anything to submit a fifth game, and I'm kind of annoyed, because yeah, as you're saying, I was trying to go for a second year of like no Yakuza submissions, with obviously the warning that when SGDQ submissions roll around, I'm going fucking hard on Pirate Yakuza. Provided it's actually a decent speedrun, You never know, it could turn out to be like Fist of the North Star and like be good casually, but just not a good speedrun. You never know. Yeah. Dying again, chat. Yeah. Yeah. Man's dying. Man's fucking dying, chat. I hate this so much. Vaz, thank you for the tilt for 50 months. Good lord. That is a long time. So yeah, I think for SGDQ, my big submission is going to be Pirate Yakuza. Again, provided... I mean, here's the thing. It's a Gaiden-esque game. It's 1.3 to 1.5 times the story length. So I think that it's not going to be too bad. I think it's probably going to be around about... If we consider Gaiden is an hour and a half, and you consider stuff like K2 is like 140 to 145, 6 is like 145 to 150, I think it's probably going to end up around the 2 to 2.5 hour mark, depending on what the ship stuff is like. That's the big thing. So we'll see. But I just threw Yakuza 4 in there because I literally did not have a fifth game to submit. I could have submitted AOT 1, but it's like, I don't really want to be associated with AOT anymore, so it's like, yeah. I don't really want to submit that, even though I do think that AOT 1 speedrun is really good. Just a shame the source material that went up the fucking wall. Jesus Christ. So yeah, no. So I didn't submit AOT, even though I think AOT would have had a good chance. And I do think there's a lot of better submissions of Yakuza stuff that is for this GDQ than Yakuza 4. I think that like Big Nono submitted like 0, OG1, OG2, which are all better flat out. I think Tap submitted 3, which Yakuza 3 is much better than Yakuza 4 in terms of a speedrun like marathon. I know Tom submitted Infinite Wealth, which, even though Infinite Wealth is like 6 hours, I still feel like Infinite Wealth, this is its one chance of getting into a GDQ. The issue is that it's really long. The thing is, people are still really hyped on Infinite Wealth. Good reason, game's fantastic. But the run itself is like 6 hours. Which, if your name isn't Final Fantasy, getting a 6-hour run into a GDQ is like an almost impossible task. I kind of like and dislike how Tom has submitted Infinite Wealth, in that Tom in their description said, you know, there's a mandatory, there's like a mandatory, grinding segment and mandatory, Don Doco that we can just load a save by. It's okay to submit it without that, but in your description, saying stuff like mandatory grind, or like however Tom phrased it, and like mandatory 20-minute break segment, that's gonna turn off the people looking at the submissions instantly. Like, genuinely instantly. The way to do it is, like, you can see how, you know, there's multiple different categories for, like, sleeping dogs here. Just do any percent, and then do any percent, like, no grind or something like that. And then just put in the description, we'll load 2 safety saves to get past 40 minutes of grinding. That'll help a lot. That would help a metric ton. And then you can have the lower estimate on that other, like, category that then will be reflected a bit better and will be sub 6 hours. So I don't think that, like, Tom mentioning, you know, like, we can load a safety save to get past those grinding sections is a bad thing. I just think the way that Tom's done it is gonna be a turn off for the games committee. I would like to see it in. That's not me saying I don't want to see it in, because I do think the Infinite Wealth run is good. Long, but good. And again, I think with the grinding sections taken out, and then having, again, a really strong submission in terms of incentives, which I know Tom would do, because Tom would do, like, a bunch of, like, the really cool ones. Costumes, karaoke, summon showcase, all that jazz. The same stuff that did really well for LAD when it was in 2 years ago. I know Tom would do really great incentives to go alongside that. So it's less, like, you know, it's less the actual submission than itself, because I know Tom's, like, commentary is also fantastic during it. So it's that thing of just, you know, it was the wording in the submission that I think is going to turn off the games committee instantly. I think what they'll do is they'll look at the time, and even though it's, like, you know, popular LAD and Infinite Wealth, I think they'll look at the time and then look at the, you know, oh, we've got, like, you know, almost 40 minutes of grinding in it, and just go, okay, no. Like, so, yeah, I think that the idea of doing a run of it without that is fine, but the way to phrase it is to set it up as a second category, not to mention in the description, oh yeah, we got like 40 minutes of grinding. I think that's where the games committee will just look at that and just go, that's too much. Like with the length and with the time, like, that's too much. If you set it up as like a second category and just call it like any percent, like, no grind, I think that's where they'll be like, all right, yeah, we can take that instead. Fuck it up. My nose is bad, help me. Help me, chat, I'm dying again. I still think that Infinite Wealth has more of a shot than Yakuza fucking 4. I hope you can understand as well. I started running out of things to talk about with Yakuza 4. Like, literally, my description is like, try to figure out the biggest mystery of all, what this game is about. What is this game of baseball? It's like, you could tell, I just had nothing for Yakuza 4. Like, the spirit makes me use a lot of baseball bats. Like, we're off to the ball game. We're swinging for the fences, getting some home runs. Like, this description's fucking terrible, dude. So I had nothing for Yakuza 4. I was just like, take Yakuza 4. I don't care. Just, here's my 5th submission. I don't care. Look at the other ones instead. Oh, God. Ew, yeah, those are my GDQ submissions, and it's a very good thing. The back of my jaw is hurting now. It's a very good thing that we, did those, like, obviously the day before this flu really kicked off. That would have been bad. That would have been really fucking bad. That would have been terrible. So, yeah. Fantasy the word baseball instantly pick it. I know Brian Otto, my friend Brian Otto, does like baseball. I actually want to go see a baseball game if I can get back to SGDQ. Also saying that, what was I going to say? Speaking of infinite wealth and marathons. Where are we? I've lost it. There you are. RPG Limit Break. RPG Limit Break have announced the dates for their next event, which will be May 18th to 24th, which is a bit more like the old traditional RPG Limit Breaks. But they're now in Colorado. I might go. We'll see when SGDQ is, and I might honestly go to that and try and get Infinite Wealth into that. I'd like to hope Tom or TJ or someone would like to also submit Infinite Wealth to RPG Limit Break, but I think one of us will submit to RPG Limit Break. I've got other ideas of what I could also submit to RPG Limit Break. We'll see. I did submit Deadly Premonition, yes. I did submit it, yes. As I was saying earlier, because I'm trying to... While still recovering from this fucking flu, Jesus Christ, this flu has fucked me over. I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. I'm still having a Deadly Premonition. That's the one hint, is that yes, Deadly Premonition we're not quite done with just yet. But yeah, with obviously, again, the schedule for questing for Glory, as you can see on the 7th right there, I'm going to be doing Infinite Wealth. So we're going to be doing a lot of Infinite Wealth runs in the next 2 to 3 weeks, whenever I'm fully back from this shit. And as I said, while recovering from flu, it's almost as if we have potentially the perfect thing to do. As said, yeah, no, Atlas have been very generous and gifted me a code for Metaphor RE Fantasio. And as I said earlier, like, they knew I wasn't going to be around this weekend to do it, but not because of flu, but because I was doing, you know, charity work in Scotland, which sure as shit doesn't look like Scotland to me. Looks like my room. So, yeah, that's probably going to be the plan, is at some point this week. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. It might be tomorrow, because, again, I don't want to leave this too long, because, again, company has sponsored me to play their product, and it's been 4 days since it's come out. Or 3 days since it's come out. Yeah, no, I'd like to do some Metaphor, and that'll be a nice way to kind of just hopefully like stream and get over this flu. What I'll probably do, and again, I don't know if this will be tomorrow. It'll be depending on like how I feel. We'll do like a Gaiden run into it. So we'll do like the Gaiden run that was supposed to be for UKSG, and then we'll go into Metaphor RE Fantasio. Then we might do that this week, where I do a bunch of smaller runs leading into it, because again, we gotta rust off the Mullet Magic. We gotta grind out the Mullet Magic. Also, I tell you what I miss right now, and I miss this a lot. I miss my boy Frank. I miss him a bunch. I actually had a look at how the DRDR run is shaped up in the last few days. Oh god. So you know how it's like quite different to DR, where skateboards are now surprisingly faster and quicker than some vehicles? You know how stressful Bomb Collector was, and how in DRDR Bomb Collector wasn't stressful anymore? It is. We now do Bomb Collector backwards, with a car that brakes quicker than in the original. And we have an extra skateboarding segment to get across the park to get to the car. They did find out how to do bike zip in DRDR, yeah? You use the bike to push yourself out of bounds instead now. Great. So, yeah, bike zip's back. It's backwards Bomb Collector, which also means the weapon route changes, because we get the SMG in Bomb Collector. Which also requires you to have better shots on Carlito 1, Carlito 2, and Isabella. Great. DRDR got quite tough in the time that we haven't run it. But I miss my boy Frank. We haven't done DRDR in a hot fucking minute. I miss my boy Frank. I want to do some DRDR. And that said, we will be doing highly likely Sekiro. You can see last played October 11th. I fixed my issue with Sekiro not loading by reinstalling the game. Couldn't tell you why that was happening, but yeah, Sekiro for some reason wasn't loading. I fixed that. That's now working fine. I had to delete Sleeping Dogs off of Steam because I use the Definitive Edition now. But yeah, no, that's going to be the plan. We have a little bit of free time over the next couple of weeks, which is really nice. We'll do a bunch of Metaphor, because I'm excited. Like, from friends who have actually been playing Metaphor and have obviously not been looking at like story stuff, a lot of people that I've been speaking to have said like this is actually really good. Like, if you like Persona, you will like this. And like, I've heard from a lot of friends that like if you've been a little bored of Persona's constant, you know, high school setting, which is Persona personified, then you'll really like Metaphor because it's like same kind of drill like gameplay wise, but it's a fantasy setting, so it like makes things feel really fresh. So good so far. Anyway, yeah, I saw you actually got a code for that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Again, as I said, I think Atlus have been going a lot harder with giving out codes for Metaphor than their usual stuff, because I've seen a lot of people get codes for Metaphor. So I think that's why they're not too, you know, I think that's why they gave me a code as well, because they knew, you know, I said outright. I did the same with Unicorn Overlord, where I said to Atlus outright, like, I really want to play this, but I am not going to be able to get to it for like a week. And like, I know how important it is to play, you know, especially like when it's an RPG, anything that's new nearer the time of release, because that's when, you know, a lot of sales come in. So during Unicorn Overlord, I said to Atlus straight up, I cannot play this for a week. I am genuinely massively interested, but I cannot get to this for a week. I know how important that is to, like, you know, to obviously developers and publishers. If that is a problem, please give my code to a streamer who will be able to play it straight away, and that's what they did. And like, again, this is why I think I've had good working relations with like Sega, Atlus, RGG, Square Enix, because like there are times where I'm literally too busy to get to like a new game. It happened with Final Fantasy 16 as well, and like I'll say straight up, like, genuinely thank you for considering me, but I can't do this now. I'm either doing like charity stuff, or I'm gonna be away, or I'm just gonna be busy with a different project. Like, I'll be upfront and honest with any publisher and just be like, I'm sorry, I can't spend the time for this right now. Like, but I think like Atlus were like very understanding. Obviously, still gave me a code. I thought I was gonna lose out on that code because I was supposed to be in Scotland for the weekend, and instead, man's dead. Man's actually dead. Yeah, team has been wonderfully generous. Like, there's been some high-profile streamers, but I've seen a lot of like smaller streamers, which is what makes me happy. If that's something that I do respect a lot about like Square Enix, and I think like Sega and Atlus have been getting like much better at this as well. Over like the last like year or two, I've seen a lot more smaller streamers get keys for stuff, and I've missed out on a couple of big things. Like again, even if you're a big content creator, you are not necessarily like, you know, a good fit for the content. Simple as that. I've been very lucky with Capcom this year. I got sponsored for Dragon's Dogma. I got sponsored for Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, which makes me happy. I was sponsored for Kinetsugami, which I really want to go back and do more of this, because this was actually pretty sick. Actually really sick. I really liked that. I've been very lucky with Atlus this year. Sponsored for P3R episode Aegis, and obviously Metaphor. I don't know if like RGG is doing sponsorships for Yakuza Kiwami Switch, but I have already been in contact with the community managers for RGG, and I've said straight up to them, I'm planning on covering it anyway, so I'm gonna be buying Kiwami Switch with my own money. I'm gonna be like, you know, playing it myself, covering it myself, speedrunning it myself. Like, I'm gonna be doing all of that myself, so it's like, you know, they don't need to sponsor me for Kiwami. Like, I already own Kiwami like 4 different times. It's about to be number 5. we stand Kiwami. I'm not think of Dragon's Dogma 2. I got sponsored for Dragon's Dogma 2. Ugh. I did get sponsored for Dragon's Dogma 2, which was nice. I think I did, right? I did, right? I didn't get sponsored for Silent Hill, which is a shame. I did try to get sponsored for Silent Hill, but Silent Hill was very cutthroat, apparently. I mean, hell, I I know someone, I think they've spoken about it publicly, I'm not going to say their name just in case, but I know somebody who, does a lot of work on Silent Hill, and they were turned down for Silent Hill as well. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, Silent Hill, and they do a lot of Silent Hill work. So yeah, like Silent Hill was very, very cutthroat apparently, for like actually getting sponsored by Capcom by Konami for. I've had a good working relationship this year with obviously Atlas. I think Atlas. I think I've had more of a relationship with Atlas this year than previously, so that makes me feel good. Still have a good working relationship with RGG, with Sega. Kinda hoping to get sponsored for Sonic X Shadow this month, hopefully. That would be nice, because I do have Sonic Generations. Sonic Generations was a fantastic game. Here somewhere. A lot of games. There it is. I haven't played it since 2013, but yeah, no, I love Sonic Generations. I have it on PS4 as well, because this was when I was going through PC problems at the time. So I got it on PS4 and PC. But yeah, there's Sonic Mania, which we need to go back and speedrun again at some point. Last done August last year. Whoops. So yeah. So yeah, I've had a good working relationship with like a lot of companies this year, and I had a good working relationship with like Koei Tecmo last year. So I'm really hoping that yeah, that continues. Alright, my head hurts. I think I'm out. That's been like an hour. I knew this wouldn't be like a big stream. This was just to kind of check in and also be all like, hey, like, I'm not dead, promise. I don't like it, but I've been fully dead yet. Give me a while. Give me like 3 weeks and maybe I will be. Yeah, no, I'm still like fucked. Like, you see my face is just completely flushed. The last 2 days, I have not felt worse than the previous day. Which, I guess that's a good sign. Also, the lozenge I just had was fantastic and helped out a lot. I love lozenges. Whenever I'm sick, I love lozenges. Fucking shitty little nasal sticks that make me throw up, these can go in the fucking bin. But lozenges, that's the good shit. Ugh. To kind of prove that, like, my appetite hasn't actually gone over the last few days, I actually had a chicken chorizo curry for dinner today. That blasted my nasal passage so nicely. Like, everything was great. Everything was really great. Oh, also, off-stream, in the small amount of time that I've been able to stomach playing video games, I'm playing a shit ton of UFO 50 on my Steam Deck. This thing on my Steam Deck has helped me stay alive. UFO 50 is great. Also done a little bit more, Lies of P. Lies of P. Pretty good. Lies of P. Pretty good. Game's actually not bad. But yeah, no, Morgana, I made the decision on Thursday. If I was feeling like I am now, back on Thursday, I would have made the trip. But with the way that I was feeling, it was the right decision. I hate that it was the right decision, because as I said earlier, like, I've let so many people down. I let down UKSG. This is, again, the only time in the 8 to 9 years of speedrunning that I've done that I've not been able to turn up for, obviously, an event or a run that I've already said previously that I would do. I've let down, obviously, friends. I let down Rebel, who I was supposed to be racing with. Rebel then had to, start doing commentary, like, practice and work on that in, like, the 2 days that they had notice for. I let down Now, because I was supposed to spend the weekend chilling with Now. I let down my friends who are actually the organizers of UKSG as well. Like, I genuinely feel, like, really bad about it. And I hate it because it was the right decision. I'm still pretty fucked. Again, I lost the vision in my right eye for a couple of days. Like, it's been bad. It's been really fucking bad. I can start to see again, which is good. Things are a little blurry. But yeah, no, things have been bad. Things have been fucking terrible. And it's not been COVID, again, like, tested, it's not COVID, it's just been the flu, and it's just been a really fucking aggressive flu. I just find it very ironic that I got the flu the day after I got my flu jab. Bitch. Fuck. You could not make that shit up. You could not make that shit up whatsoever, could you? Ugh. Anyway, I'm dying. I'm gonna go die in bed. I'm gonna go rest up some more. So, as said, I would like to, even if it's just a short stream, I would like to at least, like, stream again in the next, like, day or two. As I said, Metaphor Fantasio would be fantastic, so we'll try and do a little bit of that. I just wanted to stream and just be all like, listen, I went out to the shops to buy some milk and I almost died. Almost died, here I am. But I hope everyone is obviously doing a lot better than I am, hopefully. YouTube, again, sorry you haven't seen me in like 2 weeks. I will likely be streaming Metaphor to you as well. I will also be doing all the Yakuza stuff to you as well, so the challenge runs we're going to do. Kiwami on Switch, which is coming up at the 25th, 26th of this month. Don't ask how I'm going to cover the TV series, I have no idea. I was trying to brainstorm stuff during the time I've been sick. My brain isn't working very well, there's a lot of gunk up here now. Gotta drain that out of my head. I foolishly made a script for a YouTube video on why I'm excited for Pirate Yakuza, and I was gonna start recording that until I realized I lost my fucking voice. You dipshit. You can't, trust me, you can't record a YouTube video that has like 5 minutes of talking over it when you can't fucking speak. Trust me on this one. I fucking tried. Like an absolute dumbass. So this has been a bad week. But thank you for obviously just like listening, even if you're watching the VOD, thank you for just like listening to me ramble on about, you know, where the fuck I've been. I just been dying. Like, I should be in Scotland. I've been dying. And I'm still dying, which is the big issue. But thank you for your patience. This is the 3rd stream of October, and we're halfway through October. It's been a shit October. YouTube, I'll see you again soon. Again, you'll get all the Yakuza stuff, and you'll likely get the Metaphor as well. And we'll see what else I'm doing, and you know, you'll see me again soon, one of these days. Goodbye, YouTube.